In this group, we're talking about the first question that we asked the panel, which was the scholarly interaction at Claremont and interaction between the colleges and within the college.
Just the basic logistics, and also being involved in committees and some of the administrative duties sometimes hinder the conversation taking place.
Tie into that, follow that. Part of that is the time constraints, because some of the schools have a limited number of faculty that represent the discipline. They are teaching a number of different courses, are involved in a number of different committees, and it sometimes can hinder or at least limit their time, and they have to really focus on some priorities, which may include teaching and publishing and doing additional research, and not always have the opportunity to go across to another school and talk to people.
Yeah, I think they said that it was very important to actually have the conversation, but the main problem was the incentives for actually having that conversation weren't there, and incentives for doing other things like researching with students, publishing papers, communicating within your field were more important actually, and took up all the resources and time.
Well, we asked them repeatedly what specific examples of their work were. We had to ask them 3 times and had to bring in the big guns.
That's a top fed.
And really they wanted to talk much more about all the committees that they were on and how they like to work with graduate students and how competitive being a faculty member is, and how you have to publish a lot.
That Samir Chatterjee example was probably one of the best examples, was it not? Who was that?
David Drew.
He was inspired by something that Samir Chatterjee.
And he actually works with them.
Shaw talked about the fact that it's hard for her to do work that she, right, because she's an administrator, but the work that she does in Christianity, she's part of a
research groups, but it's hard for her to get into her groove because she has to go to the outside research facilities, and it's difficult for her because she's not a faculty member there.
Well, our question was, please describe the scholarly life of the mind of CGU. From annoyance with the siloization, or the balkanization, I guess, that's a word, of CGU versus the other colleges, that there's not enough interaction with other colleges and other faculty members in other colleges and other students. Who was it that brought it up? I think it was Janet Brody. She talked about how the professors used to go to other colleges and exchange offices, so they then teach at the undergraduate institution for a year or a semester and then come back to their own job, but that interaction has really dropped off. One reaction that they said, the life of the mind really took place more not here, but at conferences and symposiums, and found that very appealing as well.
Most of the IS professors, they head out to lunch together, discuss relevant topics or whatever. And Dale Berger also mentioned that when he was in Australia, that, it just shows you the mentality of maybe CGU students, CGU faculty, where, the Australian faculty were actually surprised to see him coming out to lunch with them, but that's just, they just associate American faculty with, more of a inclusive nature of hiding behind a door and
sack lunch.
Yeah, so it's interesting.
What was that example that was given? It was like University of Arkansas or something, where there were a few researchers studying very similar topics in neurology, but they knew nothing of each other. And this was a very large university. And use that as a comparison to if we're a small university and we can at least, because we're small, it facilitates at least knowing kind of what the other professors are doing.